other distractions and diversions, it's been a certain Swede who has done more than most to sell this Scottish game.
It really is the modern professional. Rob is an incredible player. He's been marvellous for Celtic. And Celtic, you've got to say, have been marvellous for him as well. It's always been a marriage made in heaven, and I'm sure they'll enjoy today. But United, they'll be up to make sure that he doesn't do too well, and for their own reasons they'll want to perform well. And it's a perfect day for football. The pitch is magnificent, beautiful sunshine day.
It's not just Henrik who's leaving, though. It seems as if Paul Gallagher is heading south, possibly to an English First Division club. There is, I hear, an English Premiership club interested as well in signing him in the summer. He's been very strong in goals for United this season, after being dropped, of course, right at the start by Ian McCall. John Underhill's not leaving. It's his 40th senior game of the season. And for Martin O'Neill and Celtic, it's a 60th game of the season. And of course, number 61 will be the Tennant Scottish Cup final. It's been billed as the Henrik farewell. Will Dundee United have other ideas? The Tannadice team picked up only 1 point in their first 5 games of the season. It was a miserable start, but it was a tough start against the Glasgow pair and the Edinburgh double act. But how they have progressed, how they've developed over the course of the season, and Harry Robson, who's on the ball there, maybe exemplifies how far they've come in such a short time, and hoping they can finish top 5 this season. The manager, having set a top, couldn't get into the Sunderland first team last season. Hearts 3, Motherwell 2. Kevin McKenna, a goal scorer, and from 2-1 down, Hearts now 3-2 up. 5 goals at Tynecastle, 5 goals at East End Park. And we might just as easily have 5 here. But it remains 0-0. Free kick given for the foul on Didier Agat, and Barry Robson being booked, not for that particular offence, but for a series of offences.
Yeah, he's had a few free kicks against him. He also kicked the ball away, lucky to get away with that. But John Underhill, that course is justified. Persistent fouling. There's also a free kick in a dangerous area.
In the 80th minute, Alan Thompson's free kick, Henrik Larsson's header. It's finally happened in his last competitive match at Celtic Park. Larsson marks the milestone with one of his trademark goals.
It's a great header.
It's his 38th goal of the season, his 239th Celtic career goal.
It's a great header from the striker. Craig Easton's picking him up. He gets across him. Gallagher comes for it. Really, the goalkeeper makes a mistake. He's staying his line. There's not enough height in the ball to reach him. But Larsson, a ball was as high as ever. It's almost a standing jump again. He gets on target this time. It's a great header, and nobody can complain about Larsson scoring today.
Well, he might have got off his feet, Martin O'Neill. Just polite applause for the Larsson goal. And well, they've been dying to play the Magnificent Seven theme tune for 81 minutes, and finally it's got its play, and Henrik Larsson has got his goal. Larsson's header down for Sutton. Stephen Pearson took too long. He's had a real chance, didn't he, Sandy? Stephen Pearson.
Yeah, he's got hit earlier, Rob. It's good play from Celtic again. Let's have a go.
From Thompson to Petrov. Innes with the header, and off balance.
Fine player for Morton in the great side of the very early 80s, and teammate of the side included Andy Ritchie and all that lot, so I think they'll go quickly, Rob. Players are looking younger these days, aren't they?
But like policemen. Agat's cross, Larsson there again! Got one, he's got two. The Henrik Larsson farewell tour gathering momentum. And that's now 39 for the season.
It's a tremendous finish, it's a great ball from Dundee Utd. And nobody again will complain about Larsson scoring another goal. Watch his movement, he goes towards the front, comes to the back. It's a good ball in between the goalkeeper and the defenders. And he does everything right, attacks the ball, just gets enough on it to change direction. And he's so close to the goalkeeper, there's no way he's going to miss that one.
There might even be a tear in the eye for Henrik Larsson. It is an emotional afternoon for him. And that looks like a penalty, and is badly timed by Stan Varga on Jason Scotland, and Dundee United can now get a goal back.
It's good play from Scotland. He gets beyond Varga, gets a touch in the ball, and the big defender goes across the striker, takes him out of the game, and John Underhill right away awarded the penalty kick. Varga actually makes contact with the player first and then gets a touch in the ball. Easy one for the referee to give.
And it was interesting when the penalty was awarded, striding purposefully towards it immediately was the second youngest player on the pitch, Mark Wilson, the 19-year-old. He wants to take this, he thinks he can get a goal here for Dundee United. His two so far this season have both come against Motherwell. Scotland getting treatment off the pitch. It's Mark Wilson, it's 2-1. Very cool, very calm, and United have got something out of the game at least. Presumably strong stuff directed from him at the referee.
Yeah, you can understand Ian McCall's frustration. He's a passionate football manager. He was looking for a penalty kick. You'll only see it through orange spectacles.
Full time at Celtic Park, and the champions end their league season with another win. And who else but Henrik Larsson to score the goals which gave them another victory. 2 in 3 minutes, 2 in the final 10 minutes, and the rest of the family were there to enjoy it. There's little Jordan, and how he will have enjoyed the sight of his dad tucking those 2 late chances away and bringing Larsson's Celtic years towards a fairy tale ending. Still, of course, the Tennant Scottish Cup final to come, but he's wiping a tear from his eye, understandably, because everything about today has been directed towards him, and Henrik's face tells a story hugely emotional for him as he bids farewell to Celtic Park. And it was so typical of Larsson today that he passed up chance after chance after chance. He was trying too hard to get the goal or goals he so desperately wanted. Then, having scored once, like buses, 2 came along at the same time. And Celtic were there, and Henrik Larsson had got them there, as has so often happened in the past. A penalty for Dundee United, and Mark Wilson tucked it away with some aplomb, but there was going to be no shunting away of Henrik from centre stage here. And his latest Celtic goals, which take his season's tally to 39 and which take his overall Celtic career tally to 240, have proved decisive here against a very impressive Dundee United side. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that they've performed admirably here today, and they've very much lived up to their pre-match billing. But it's the Larsson family who've shed a few tears here this afternoon, because Henrik has ended his Celtic Park days in style. 7 magnificent seasons, 19 goals in the first, 38 in the second, 12 in the third, 53, 35, 44, and now 39 for this season, with still the cup final to come. 240 Celtic career goals for the magnificent seven.
Well, one day these young Celtic fans will be able to tell their grandchildren that they saw Henrik Larsson play. Just for a minute there we thought he hadn't read the scripts, but how could we ever have doubted him? 2 goals in the last 9 minutes. It's ended just the way that Henrik Larsson and Celtic wanted it to. And Martin O'Neill, I'm quite sure, is delighted. Here he is with James.
For one, I'm much taller. I'll tell you what, in the air he's just sensational. He's a sensational player. The rest is up to him. He's
Henrik,
fantastic.
I thought you were a man of ice, but the emotion all came today for you, didn't it?
No, it's I can't even speak. It's been fantastic years, and sorry, I can't.
This is the, I mean, there's a lot of hundreds of thousands of fans watching this. Celtic fans outside. We can show you some of the pictures of the supporters out there waiting to salute you. I mean, what do these supporters mean to you?
I mean, it's been tremendous for me all the years here, and it's just great to be part of something special like this. And
the chances they fell for you today, we wondered whether the goals were going to come for you. Did you begin to worry you weren't going to get the goals in your last day?
yeah, I started swinging at everything at one stage here today, but fortunately I got one. The first one, great ball from Tomo. The second one, great ball from Magat, and once you made the first one, you don't miss the second one.
It's been an incredible ride the last few years for you, hasn't it? It's been an amazing story.
He's been fantastic, and obviously the gaffer, when he came up as well, things started to go forward, and things started to happen, and then it's just a pleasure to be at the club like this.
Are you still sure you want to go? This is probably the time to ask you.
Yeah, no, I've made my mind up, and I'm gonna miss this, and there's no doubt about it. But as I said many of times, it's time for me to go.
Is there any moment that you particularly call? Is there one moment that will always be special to you?
I mean, my whole career here at Celtic has been obviously we had ups and downs, but I mean the last 4 years has been tremendous.
Martin, a word or two just about him, what he's contributed to this football club.
He was talking about a privilege to play. The privilege is all ours.
Is he the best you've had?
He's absolutely fantastic.
Martin, I think
fantastic.
I've got a bottle of champagne for you somewhere here, but I'm sure will be open before the night. I think on behalf of all the Celtic fans, you've been given a joy. Man of the match today, but man of the last few years here at Celtic Park. Tremendous performance.
Thank you very much.
Sensational from a sensational player.
Thank you, Martin.
Listen, no age, we're going to have to get back and meet you.
What, not astonishingly brilliant as well? It's a remarkable achievement, isn't it? 240 goals in 314 games, an average of 3 goals in every 4 games, and that almost defies belief in the current congested penalty areas. Is that fair, Paul?
I think so. I mean, look, he would go anywhere. He'd go to Italy, he'd go to Spain, he'd go to all the top leagues in the world, he'd go to the Premiership. He's in Scotland, he's done it. And when you talk about greatness, you talk about consistency over a period of time. And he's done it at every single level, international level, he's done it in Europe, he's done it domestically, and it's absolutely fantastic.
And for a man who is normally so controlled, so self-assured, and the emotion of this great day has finally got to Henrik Larsson. Hard for him to walk away from this, Gordon, I would think.
Oh, it must be, but you know, there comes a time, it's only emotional because he is walking away. He wouldn't feel that way if he was back another season. He would feel differently. So that's why the emotion's there, because he's made his mind up. He said he was leaving. He stuck to his word, and he didn't feel envy about exactly where his career was going. It's been a phenomenal time. He is emotional about it, but what a player he's been for Celtic. His scoring record, you mentioned the Dougie, we worked it out, 3 goals every 4 games is unbelievable. And I said, even if he was a bad player, that would be unbelievably efficient and also consistent. But he's also a very good player. He's a terrific servant to him, and I think that his best performance, in my opinion, was the UEFA Cup final. Yeah. I thought he was brilliant, and he showed at that level all the doubters, people who say he couldn't do it at the top level, an absolute nonsense. He scored 2 goals that night, and he put in a great performance against a Porter side who this year obviously are in the Champions League final.
And interestingly as well, it shows the mentality of Henrik Larsson. That's the one game that he doesn't want to talk about, he feels was not a highlight. He's never watched the tape apparently, despite his own terrific individual performance. Celtic didn't win, so therefore it doesn't count, and that's a measure of the man's mentality.
Yeah,
Paul.
that typifies it where the team is first, isn't it? First and foremost, he's been a great team man in everything that he does, everything that he says. His contribution towards the team has been colossal, and that's forgetting that, you know, us eulogising about his fabulous goal record, and I think that's what makes him a little bit special. As Gordon said, you've got great goal scorers, but very few of them contribute so much to the team with him in terms of his industry, his assists for other players, and his whole presence on the park. And even today, isn't it? I mean, you know, he was lashing at everything that moved, and I thought, well, he still could have got 7, and he ended up getting 2 of the most as good of goals I've ever seen this season.
His goals were a great lesson to any player as well, because what you have to do when you're a striker is obviously you keep going.
That's right, even persistence, isn't it, Gordon? On a bad day at the office, when it's not going your way,
well,
you keep working hard.
A lot of players would hide at that point and say, well, it's not my day, but he didn't, and he was still looking for chances.
Self-belief,
never hides,
confidence.
always looking for the ball, isn't it? And wonderful that his family are here to see it and to share it with him. Well, these are unique scenes. There are very few players I can remember, and we've had some great players in Scottish football over the years, have had this sort of send-off and this level of emotion and affection from the fans.
That young man with that shirt, that'd be worth a few quid, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Like, his shirts have been selling big time over. Honestly, every time you go to a dinner in Glasgow.
That's right. So Henrik Larsson comes out of the closet, isn't it?
Charity is auctioning a Henrik Larsson shirt, and they've been selling for major prices this year about Glasgow because he's leaving, and there's a value to them, isn't there? So he's raised a lot of money for charity as well this year.
He has indeed.
Get credit for that too.
And of course there's still a cup final to come, and I would imagine it's very short odds against him scoring a goal, if not the winner, next week against Dunfermline. He just seems to have that knack. I regularly chair the Bank of Scotland awards lunches on a monthly basis, and every month we talk about the players who are worthy of the Player of the Month award, and every month somebody will say, what's Henrik done this month? Oh, he's only scored 6 goals. It's almost taken for granted.
That's the thing, Doug, isn't it? When you have such quality, don't you, and a gentleman as well, you in many respects you do, but you get it as well, don't you? You get the best from him, and even on a bad day, you know, when he's not hitting the target, he's just contributing so much to the team, and for me that's what empathises what he really is about.
We've been lucky to